Hi everyone, wishing you a very good morning. I hope all of you are doing fine, staying safe and staying healthy. Good morning, Deepak. I hope I am visible and audible to everyone. Good morning, Santosh. Both Santosh. Good morning. Good morning, Vaini. Good morning, everyone. Beta, I'm doing fine. I hope you are fine too. Well, again, I will start with the same instruction that I always do. That keep your videos off, and if you have to send some message, Sumant and Goli, Pranay Kumar, you are sending messages on the wrong ID, please don't send it on that ID. Please send your messages on the ID with the name of Astik, simply Astik. It is not sharing its screen, its audio is also off. It's only meant for your chat messages. Well, there was some failure in the last class. That's why we could not complete the class. We were discussing this question number 1. When a body was thrown up with a velocity of 20 meters per second, I made a small video for you to see so that I solved the entire question in that video. Anyone has any doubts in this question up till now? I hope. Good morning, Pushottam. Yes, beta, on this ID you send your messages. If anyone has any doubts in this question, I hope everyone has seen the video that I made for you and I put it into your group. If anyone has any doubt in that, please raise hands so that I understand that there is something that is missing. The question was very simple. Hanak says clear. So please raise hands so that I can see that everyone is there in the class and we understand each other. The question was, the body is thrown up with a velocity of 20 meters per second. What is the maximum height it reaches? What is the time taken to go up? What is the time taken to come down? I only have 9 participants. Total time is time taken to go up and time taken to go out down. Both are equal. Then we had total distance traveled. Then we had with what velocity and with what speed it is going to strike ground. Now, I ended that lecture or that video with a very small question that I wanted you to solve. And the question was this: find the velocity and speed at t is equal to 1 and t is equal to 3 seconds. So how many of you have done this? If you have done this, it's good. Else, now is the time that we will do it. So you have to find velocity and speed after 1 second and after 3 seconds. How will you do it? What is the hint of doing this question? How will I do this question? Find the velocity and speed after 1 second or 3 seconds. Can anyone tell me which equation should I use? What is the hint to this question? What is the hint? Which equation should I use to get the answer for the last question? Anyone? Which equation should I use? I have around 52 participants. No one knows an answer. Is that so? Which equation should I use to get the velocity and speed after 1 and after 3 seconds? Karthik says distance upon time. I don't know what is distance upon time. It is definitely not velocity. Which equation should I use to get velocity and speed after 1 second and 3 seconds? So the answer is we will use V is equal to U plus GT. Equation number 1 for motion under gravity, V is equal to U plus GT. V will be your final velocity. U would be your initial velocity when the ball was thrown up. With what velocity was the ball thrown up? It was 20 meters per second upward. So we write plus 20 plus how much is the acceleration? Acceleration is equal to G, and the value of G is minus 10 because it is going downwards. The time is given as 1 second. So we multiply it by 1. So velocity after 1 second will be 20 minus 10 plus 10 meters per second. That is the velocity after 1 second. Am I clear? Velocity after 1 second is plus 10 meter per second. Just Teja, very good beta. I'm very impressed with your dedication. Velocity after 1 second is 10 meter per second. What does this plus sign indicate? What does this plus sign indicate? It's very important, this plus sign. What does this plus sign indicate? Yes, Deepak, this plus sign indicates the direction and the direction is upwards. That is why we are getting the plus sign. Plus is very important because that is the direction. Velocity is a vector. Without direction, vector does not make sense. What is this 10 meter per second then? What is this 10 meter per second? This 10 meter per second is the magnitude of velocity. The velocity that we are talking is instantaneous velocity. So this 10 meter per second is the magnitude of instantaneous velocity. And if you remember, the magnitude of instantaneous velocity was equal to, what was the magnitude of instantaneous velocity known as? The magnitude of instantaneous velocity was known as instantaneous speed or simply speed. Am I clear? So the first part of question was, what is the velocity after 1 second? The answer is 10 meter per second upwards. The second part of the question was, what is the speed after 1 second? The answer for speed is 10 meter per second. Am I clear with this question? Anyone has any doubts, please raise. Velocity after 1 second is 10 meter per second upwards. The magnitude is 10 meter per second. And the magnitude of instantaneous velocity is the instantaneous speed. So the speed is 10 meter per second. Now can you do the second part of the question? Can you find out the velocity and speed after 3 seconds? Teja has already given me the answer. Yes, beta, you are exactly correct. Your answer is exactly correct. Now the answer will be minus 10 meter per second. Minus indicating it is downwards. 10 indicating it is the magnitude. Yes, Teja, that is correct. How will I get the velocity after 3 seconds? How will I get the velocity after 3 seconds? Yes, Santosh, the answer is correct. Velocity after 3 seconds, V3 will be equal to U plus GT. U, the initial velocity is plus 20, plus acceleration is minus 10, time is 3 seconds. We put the value, we get the velocity after 3 seconds as minus 10 meters per second. I hope everyone has got this. Minus sign indicating its direction, and now definitely it is moving downwards. It is definitely moving downwards, and this 10 meter per second is its magnitude, the magnitude of instantaneous velocity, which is known as its instantaneous speed or speed at 3 seconds. Am I clear? So the answer for velocity is 10 meter per second downwards after 3 seconds. The answer for speed is 10 meter per second. 10 meter per second. Am I clear? Am I clear? Am I clear? Am I clear? Now you would be wondering what is happening in this question. So now what I'm going to do is go back and show you what is happening in this question. At time t is equal to 0, look at the green dot. At time t is equal to 0, the body is at point A with a velocity 20 meter per second upwards. After time 2 seconds, it reaches the point B. The velocity at point B, which is the highest point, becomes 0. Am I clear? We are trying to understand what has happened in this question. Looking at the diagram, can I have some raised hands that we have understood this? Started this motion from 0, time 0 at point A. It reaches the highest point at 2 seconds. The velocity becomes 0. I only have 9 raised hands. What about the others? Is everyone sleeping? Let me call out some names. Everyone has woken up? Not many have woken up. Let me see who is sleeping. Okay, Anjali, Aryan, Manasa, Satvika, Sumna, Sumant, Jyotsana, Shashank, Kartik, Sainath, Ramesh, Padmakant, Sana, Shiva, Shreya, Harshita, Tarun, Likit, Srilata. Are we there, everyone? Great, great, great. I have around 30 minutes and good. So at time 2 seconds, it reaches the highest point. We also found out the velocity at 1 second. Now let us see where the body was at 1 second. Can anyone tell me whether it's going up or whether it's going down at 1 second? How should the body be moving? Whether it should be moving up or whether it should be moving down? We have already got the answers. Remember, we already got the answer. Yes, Anna, it is moving up. So it would be somewhere here. Somewhere here. Let me call this point as point C. It would be somewhere here in between somewhere. And the velocity is plus 10 meter per second, plus indicating it is upwards. It is going upwards at 0 seconds, it is at point A. At 1 second, it is at point C. At 2 seconds, it is at point B. What happens? It does not remain hanging there. It will now move down. If it now moves down, at some point, it will again come back to the point C. We agree on this. After reaching point B, it will not hang there. It will come down to point C. And yes, what will be the velocity at point C? What will be the velocity at point C? The velocity, the magnitude will be same. It will be 10 meter per second. The velocity, the magnitude will be same. Yes, Karthik, 10 meter per second will be the magnitude. But please see. It will be moving downwards and hence it is minus 10. Am I clear with this? It will be moving downwards and hence it will be minus 10 meter per second. Now come back to point A, When it was starting its journey, it was moving upwards with a velocity 20 meter per second. It was moving upwards with a velocity 20 meter per second. When it ends its journey, it will be moving. When it reaches point A again, how will it be moving? We solved this question at the last part of the last class. When it reaches point A again, how will this be moving? How will it be moving when it reaches back to point A, where it started its journey? It will be moving with the same speed, 20 meters per second, but the velocity will be downwards. Yes, Karthik, it will be reaching point A again after 4 seconds, 2 seconds to go up, 2 seconds to come down, and the velocity will be directed downwards with 20 meters per second. Am I clear with this concept? Can I have some raised hands so we have understood how the particle has moved, how the body has moved? 0, 2, comes down somewhere in between 1 second. One time it is going up, after 3 seconds it is coming down, same velocity, same point. Not same velocity, same point, same speed, same point. Once it is moving up, other way it is coming down. Now please lower your hands and only those students will raise hands who have any doubt in the question that we have done. Please lower all your hands. If anyone has any doubt, I've lowered all hands. If anyone has any doubt, this is the time that you speak up with your doubts. In this entire question, started a journey from point A plus 20, reaches point B, 0, comes back, minus 20 meter per second, somewhere in between point C. One time it is going up, second time it is coming down, and the rest of the question was solved in the video of the last class. So I don't see any raised hand. That means you must be doing good. Now, before going any further, we'll now discuss a small topic which we skipped in the last class. So we'll just finish that small topic first, and then we will move further. And that small topic is known by the name of displacement. Small topic is known by the name displacement in nth second. Now, beta, please remember, please listen to me very carefully. If you cannot write, you may not write your notes now. I would be sending you this PDF after the class. So if you cannot write with me, don't write with me. You will have this PDF with you. You already have written notes with you, already there with you. This PDF I will be sending on your group. Watch carefully, understand carefully, and whatever you can write, write it. You may write in a rough copy, in a not so good handwriting. You can just scribble something. Then you can share it afterwards. because I'll be saving everything. Don't worry. I am not relying on this. What is this? This Zoom thing. Everything is getting saved in my laptop, so I will not miss it ever. So now I'm confident that I can share with you everything that I've done on the class. I'm not depending on Zoom at all. Even if I get disconnected, the thing would be saved. So now you may not write your notes in the class. You can just scribble. I will send you the entire thing. You can write them at home peacefully. So displacement in the nth second. What do you mean by displacement in the nth second? Anyone can tell me what do you mean by displacement in the nth second? Nth means it could be the first second, it could be the second, it could be the third second, and so on. What do you mean by displacement in the nth second? Anyone can tell me what do you mean by displacement in the nth second? Anyone can tell me what do you mean by displacement in the nth second? Now, the formula that we have done so far tells us the displacement after 1 second. I call it delta 1. So when the motion starts, how much is the displacement after 1 second? We have done this. You know the formula, ut plus half at square, or v square is equal to u square plus 2g dr, whatever. You also have the formula for displacement after 2 seconds. Just put the value of time as 2 seconds and you will get the displacement after 2 seconds. You can so similarly find displacement after 3 seconds and so on. Now, if I ask you this question, beta, tell me the displacement in the second. Now, what would be your answer? How much it has moved? What is the displacement in the second, not after 2 seconds? Motion has started at time t is equal to 0. I'm not asking you how much it has moved in 2 seconds, not 2 seconds. I'm asking you how much the body has displaced in the second. I hope you understand the question. Can anyone tell me what will be the displacement in the second? How will I find the displacement in the second? Okay, let us take the question. What we had done at time t is equal to 0, the body was here. At time t is equal to 1 second, the body is here. Same question that we did. At time t is equal to 2 seconds, the body is here. What is the displacement in the second? In the second, how much the body has displaced? And the answer is, we are talking about this displacement. This is the displacement in the second. Am I clear? This is the displacement. So between 1 and 2 seconds, how much it has displaced? Listen to me carefully. Between 1 and 2 seconds, how much it has displaced is known as displacement in the second. Now, if we talk about what was the displacement after or in 2 seconds. From here to here is the displacement in 2 seconds. Am I clear with this concept? The difference between displacement in 2 seconds and displacement in the second. Okay, we got this? So basically what we have done, I have found out the displacement between these two times, and I call it displacement in the second. Now tell me what would be the displacement in the third second? How will I get the displacement in the third second? It's very simple. It's very simple. Anyone? Anyone? Very simple. Anyone? Can tell me the answer. What will be the displacement in the third second? Between time 2 and time 3. So between this point and this point, whatever is the displacement, that is the displacement in the third second. Similarly, yes, beta, Chaturya, that's correct, Santosh. Between 2 seconds and 3 seconds, how much it has moved, how much it has displaced, that is the displacement in the third second. Similarly, fourth, similarly, fifth, similarly, sixth. Am I clear with this point? Displacement in the nth second. Nth mein n can be 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Now, so basically, how do I get the displacement in the nth second? I will not go into much depth. I will just write displacement in the nth second in general would be displacement at the end of n seconds minus displacement in n minus 1 second. Do we understand this, everyone? Can I have some raise of hands? Let's say we understand this. So if I need to find displacement in the second, subtract 1 second from 2 seconds. For third second, subtract second from the third second. When you do that, you get a very nice formula. Displacement in the nth second. The formula that comes is u plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1. This is the formula for displacement in the nth second. And remember, it is only valid when your acceleration is constant. I will repeat. To find the displacement in the nth second, subtract the displacement of 1 second less from n seconds. Voila, you have the formula for displacement in the nth second. Remember, this formula is only valid, the formula in blue is only valid for constant acceleration. If the acceleration is not constant, the next question. If the acceleration is not constant, beta, how will you find out displacement in the nth second? Listen to my question carefully. This formula in blue is only valid for constant acceleration. If the acceleration is not constant, how will you find it out? Anyone can give me the answer to this one? Remember, beta, the answer to this one is on your whiteboard. If you understand the concept, you don't have to remember the formula. If you understand the concept, you don't have to remember the formula. What will be the displacement in nth second if acceleration is not constant? How will you get it? If the acceleration is not constant, how will you get it? Anyone? In quota, there is a term that we use which is known as chocolate question. Yes, Santosh. Chocolate question. You are right, Santosh. Ready? We should be finding it for every second. That is general formula I wanted to ask. Santosh gave me the answer. In quota, there is a term known as chocolate question. If you give the answer to that question, you get a chocolate. Now, I can't send you a chocolate wirelessly, but I'll keep a stock of the chocolates that anyone wins and I'll give it to you when I meet you. Chocolate question. So this is the chocolate question for today. And Santosh has already won it. If the acceleration is not constant, I cannot use this formula, but I can always use this. Because this is not the formula. This is the concept of understanding displacement in the nth second. Is everyone getting my point? So even if the displacement or acceleration is not constant, find the displacement after n seconds, subtract the displacement of n minus 1, whatever you get will be the displacement in the nth second. It is always valid, whether it is constant acceleration, whether it is non-constant acceleration, whether it is motion in one dimension, whether it is motion in two dimension, whether it is motion in three dimension. Do we understand this? Can I have some raised hands? Can I have some raised hand that we understand this? The blue formula is only valid for constant acceleration. If the acceleration is not constant, you can calculate it. With the pink one, you no need to write this, you can write it afterwards. Please listen to me. Now we come back to the same question, the question that we were dealing, and I will make the seventh question in this question. And what will be the seventh question? The seventh question is like this, question number 7. Find displacement in second and third second. Same question that we started with. Now you have to tell me the displacement in the second second and the displacement in the third second. Displacement in the second second and displacement in the third second. For your clarity, I have also drawn this small diagram of A to B, and now you will be very fascinated to see what your answers are. Actually, you can guess the answer. If you get the first answer, you will get the second answer automatically if you apply some common sense, because we have already told you that it is at the same point after 3 seconds. Remember, we are talking about the same question. A body thrown up with a velocity of 2 meters per second, 20 meters per second upwards. We are still in the same question. I'm waiting for your answers. Displacement in the second second and displacement in the third second. Displacement in the second second and displacement in the third second. Beta, I'm waiting for your answers on this. Hannah says 0. I don't know, Hannah. How did you get 0? Remember, we are not playing Kaun Banega Crorepati that we can guess. This is physics, not a guessing game. If you get an answer, you must tell me how you got it. Shall I do it for you? If you are getting confused, I'm getting some messages on this chat. Sumant, Beta, please send your message on the other ID. I will not be able to see your chats on this one. I'm sorry. I just saw it once because as soon as I get onto this thing, everything gets in my laptop. I will not be checking chats on that one. Send the chats on this one. Yes, Suman, this one. Okay. Anyone got an answer? Okay, I'll do it. Displacement in the nth second ka formula is, this is the constant acceleration due to gravity, u plus a by 2 multiplied by 2n minus 1. Now I put the value of n as 2. I'll put the value of n as 2 to get the displacement in the second. My screen is visible, beta. I can see it here. If it's not there on your screen, maybe something is wrong with your network, beta. Is my screen visible to everyone? My screen, my video, my audio is visible and audible. Hannah, please check your connection. Okay. What is the displacement in the nth second? Here I have to find displacement in the second second. So I write it in green. U is plus 20. Acceleration is minus 10 by 2 multiplied by 2 times. N key value is 2. 2 into 2 is 4 minus 1, and voila, that is our answer. What is I am getting? Minus 10 minus plus 5 meters is the displacement in the second. Am I correct? You always check my calculation. I am very weak with calculation. I might make a mistake. Plus 5 is what I am getting. Am I correct? Anyone? Plus 5. What does plus? It's not meter per second, beta. We are talking about displacement. How it can be meter per second? Please don't make mistakes in unit, beta. This is a very basic mistake. I can't tolerate it. Plus 5. What does plus sign indicate? Please remember. What does plus sign indicate? Please remember. What does plus sign indicate? Please remember. Tell me, what does plus sign indicate? That the displacement of was. Now let us go back to the diagram. Let us go back to the diagram. Let us go back to the diagram. We got the answer to this one. We got the answer to this one. Displacement in the second. After 1 second, the particle was here. I hope you can see this gola. After 2 seconds, the particle was here. So in the second, it has moved upwards. And how much has it moved upwards? This is plus 5. Am I clear? Do we understand this from the diagram? What has happened? What has happened here? What have we calculated? Remember, beta, answer is not important. Answer is the least of my concerns. My concern is that you understand what you are doing. If you understand what you are doing, answers will automatically come. Can I have a raise of hands that, sir, we have understood what we have calculated? From the diagram, we have understood, sir, what we have calculated. Answer may be right, answer may be wrong. You might get plus 20, but understand what you are getting. Only 16 people have understood out of 60. That is very bad going. Let me call out some names. Charit, Satvika, Sumant, Jagdish, Jyotsna, Kevin, Ankati, Sainath. I'm sorry, sometimes I pronounce your names wrongly, beta. Please don't mind it. I try my best. Kevin, Sashank, Maruti, Naidu, Padmakan, Pranavi, Rahul, Reddy, Yashwant, Sana, Siddharth. Spidey, where are you? Still swinging around? I just saw you. Okay, so that is okay. I got 30 messages. Great. So that is the displacement in the second. Now you have to tell me the displacement in the third second. And Teja, very good, very nice. Without even looking at without even calculating, you would be able to tell me the answer. It is -5. It has to be -5. It is -5. Yes, Janu, it is -5. Whether you calculate it from the formula or you just look at the diagram. See, just look at the diagram. At 1 second, it was here. At 2 seconds, it is here. At 3rd second, same point, but moving downwards. So this is the displacement. How will I mark it? I'll mark it with this pen. This is the displacement from here to here is the displacement in the 3rd second. In the second, it was moving upward, so it was +5. In the 3rd second, it is moving downward, so it has to be -5. Yes, Manasa, -5. You understand it from the diagram? We understand it from the diagram. Now let us put some values and get it and be content. To find out the displacement in the 3rd second, just put the value of n is 3, u is +20 plus -10 divided by 2, that is acceleration due to gravity, into 2 into 3 -1. And trust me on this, even if I don't calculate it, I can write it as -5 meters. Everyone got this? Can I have a raise of hand, show of strength? Yes, sir, we have understood this. Answer is least important. Try to understand what we have achieved in this, that we have got that value from 2 to 3 seconds. Okay, we got this. Chalo. Now what I'll do, I'll formulate one question and I'll put 5 or 6 different questions in the same question. And then I'll ask you to find out the answers. Are we ready for this? Are we ready for one question that has everything that we have read so far? Remember, beta, physics, mechanics is such a topic. If you do one question, probably you have done all the questions before that, because this one question will have everything that we have done so far. So from the point that you do one question, you have done all the questions before that. You can assume that you have done all the questions. Okay, so now comes question number 2. Now comes question number 2. A ball is thrown. A body or a ball is thrown up with a velocity 25 meters per second. G value is 10. I don't have to tell you. Find number 1. I'll put all the questions that we have done. H max. Number 2, total distance. Number 3, time taken to go up. time taken to come down, total time t. Number 4, velocity and speed after 2 seconds. Number 5, displacement in third second. Number 6, which is the most difficult of this, distance traveled. Remember, we don't have any formula for distance traveled. Distance traveled in third second. And let us see who can give me the answer to this one. The question, I hope, is clear. Throw the ball up, 25 meters per second. Maximum height, total distance traveled up and down, time up, time down, total time, velocity and speed after 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Displacement in the third second, distance traveled in the third second. Let us see who gets me the answer. And your time has already started. I hope. What is L, sir? Hand up. You should know what is L. What is L, anyone? Anyone please tell me. Anyone please tell, hand up, what is L? What is L? What is L? Total length, total distance traveled by the body, up and down. I call it L because then it makes me understand that it is the length of the path, total length of the path. Total length of the path is the total distance. It moves up, it goes down, total distance, total length of the path. Am I clear? So I write distance as L so that it remembers. I have a short-term memory. I forget what is displacement. I forget what is distance. Someone asks me what is displacement. I say shortest distance. I forget what is displacement. So I write it delta R, change in position vector. Someone asks me what is distance. I forget. So I write L, length of path. How I remember things. Anyone with any answer to any question that we have done? I'll give you 1 more minute, else I will solve it. But we have a limited time that we have to cover this thing up. Okay, I'll do it. First of all, to solve any question, it is always better to draw a diagram. So here is the diagram, tongue. The body was at point A. The maximum height it reaches at point B. It was thrown up with a velocity plus 25 at the highest point. I don't know the time, but I definitely know the velocity has to be 0. The acceleration is downwards, which is equal to g, which is equal to minus 10. Now there are many ways to solve this. I will. Anyone with an answer? So I will make equation from point A to point B. At point A, I know the initial velocity is plus 20. At point B, I know the final velocity is 0. I know that the acceleration is minus 10. I have to find out the displacement. And I have to also find out the time. Now, in the question, previously, I used a different formula to finding out the displacement. Here, I will use a different one. See, same question can be done in different ways. Here, I'll do a different one. Here, I'll first calculate the time rather than the displacement. How do I get the time? I know the initial velocity. I know the final velocity. Oh, it's 25. Yes, and I'm sorry. 25. I forgot. So I know the initial velocity. I know the final velocity. I know the acceleration. I can calculate time using which equation? The simplest of all, V is equal to U plus GT. I can apply this equation to find out the time. It is the time taken to go up. So I put the values. Simply I put the values. This is 0. This is plus 25 plus minus 10 into t. So time taken to go from A to B, which is time taken to go up, will be 2.5 seconds. Am I clear with this question? The time taken to go up is 2.5 seconds. Yes or no? Yes or no? We understand this? Time taken to go up is 22.5 seconds. Now the next question is, what is the time taken to come down? What is the time taken to come down? This should be same as time taken to come down. Nothing has changed. It started its journey from point A. It will come down back to point A. Whatever time it takes to go up, same time take to come down. 2.5 seconds. What is the total time t? Total time t for the entire journey. Total time t for the entire journey would be 5 seconds. Do we understand this? Do we understand this? Now I know that time is 5 seconds. I know the initial velocity. To find out the displacement, I can use different equations. First equation I can use delta R is equal to ut plus half gt square. I can calculate time. Time is already there. I can calculate displacement. Yes or no? Please give me raise hand, sir. We know time. We know everything. We can calculate this. Raise your hands and tell me yes or no. Yes, sir. We know this. So you can calculate it from here, or you can use the equation v square is equal to u square plus 2 times g into delta r. You can calculate delta r from here. You know v, you know u. Yes or no? We understand this? Yes or no? We understand this? Raise of hands. So we understand this? Okay. But I will do it in a third different way, which I like more. I don't know why I like it, but I like it. I will first calculate, you might find it to be very enterprising. I will first calculate V average. And it becomes very easy for me to calculate V average because one velocity is plus 25, the other velocity is 0, and I divide it by 2. So my V average becomes plus 25 by 2. We agree on this. This V average becomes plus 25 by 2. We agree on this. It's very simple to do it. Initial velocity is plus 25, final has to be 0, so average becomes plus 25 by 2. Yes or no? Yes or no? Please tell me. Can I calculate displacement from V average multiplied by T? See, I've simplified the equation. I don't have to use such a big equation. I don't have to square and use such a big equation. I can just multiply V average by T. What is V average? V average is plus 25 by 2. And I multiplied it by 2.5. Whatever is the answer is the answer. Am I clear? We got this. So you can use this equation number 3 to solve the question. You can use this equation number 3 to solve the question if you like it. Or after finding out time, you can use equation number 1 to find out the question, to find out the answer. Or don't want to use time, you can use straight away equation number 2 to find out the displacement. Am I clear? Am I clear? So anyways, you find out the displacement, you can get the answer. Anyone can tell me the answer for displacement from these equations. What is the displacement which is equal to the maximum height? I'll just write displacement. Displacement will be plus 25 ka squared is 625. 625, 62.5 divided by 2. So it will be plus 62.5 divided by 2. Plus sign indicates that it is upwards. So the maximum height will be 6 to 62.5 divided by 2 meters. Am I clear? Are my calculations correct? Are my calculations correct? I think 25 square is 625, right? Okay, Sumant. Okay, Sumant. I hope you do it by any way, you will land up with the same answer. 31.25. Yes, Karthik, that is correct. 31.25 is the maximum height. And now I am going to mark it. The maximum height it attains is 31.25. Can I have a raised hands to show solidarity that sir we understand this? Any way we use. I am not going to tell you which way to use. I have given you all the formulas that I knew, and then I leave the ball to in your code. Whatever you want to use it, use it. get the answers, stay happy. So I got the displacement. I got, oh, okay. Then what will be the total distance traveled by the body? Can anyone tell me what will be the total distance traveled by the body? It goes from A to B. To find out the distance, we must know the path. It goes from A to B straight, then comes B to A straight. What is the total distance traveled by the body? Yes, Anak, you are correct. Just multiply this by 2 and you will get the total distance traveled as L. Am I clear? 50, Jagdish. How did you get 50? I don't know. 31.25 meters, it goes up. A to B straight line. 31.25 meters, it comes down. 8B to A straight line. 31.25 plus 31.25 should be 62.5 meters. Yes, Goli Pranay, that is correct. Everyone, I hope you understand this. That is the total distance traveled. Time taken to go up is 2.5 seconds. Time taken to come down is 2.5 seconds. Total time is 5 seconds. I hope everyone understands this. Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay, then you have to find velocity and speed after 2 seconds. How will you find velocity and speed after 2 seconds? Which equation we will use? You come to the third question. Answer number 3. Velocity and speed after 3 seconds. Can anyone give me the after 2 seconds? Can anyone give me the answer for this one? After 2 seconds, how will you find the velocity and speed? Remember, we don't have any formula for speed. We only have formula for velocity. How will you get it? So we'll use the formula. Velocity after 2 seconds will be equal to U plus GT. U is plus 25 plus G is minus 10 into 2. The answer will be how much? How much is the answer? How much is the answer? Velocity after 2 seconds. It would be plus 2 plus 5 meters per second. Plus 5 meter per second. I hope everyone understands this answer. Yes, Santosh, that is the correct answer. Plus 5 meter per second, plus sign indicating that it is moving upwards. Positive sign indicating that it is moving upwards. What is the speed after 2 seconds? What is the speed after 2 seconds? So speed after 2 seconds becomes 5 meters per second. Am I clear? Can I have a raise hands that we understand this, sir? I already have around 200 messages. Great. Only 12 people have understood this. That is not good going. Let me start from the last. Srilata, Hansh, Vijay, Tarun, Harshita, Shriya, Pavan, Paidi, Shana, Sai Reddy, Pranavi, Raidu Ravesh, Maruti, Sainath, Karthik, Sashank, Jagdish, Sumant, Satvika, Manasa, Aryan, Ranjit Reddy. Okay, we have around 30. So we have found out velocity and speed after 2 seconds. Now the next question is, when I go up, what is the displacement in the third second? What is the displacement in the third second? That is my question number 5. So let us now move on to answer number 5. Displacement in the third second. Who is going to give me the answer for this one? Displacement in the third second. How will I get the displacement in the third second? So I simply write displacement in the third second. The formula U is plus 25 plus A by 2. A by 2 is minus 10 by 2 into 2 multiplied by n. N is 3 minus 1. And you will be surprised to see that the answer is coming as 0. Yes, Santosh, 0. In the third second, the displacement is 0. Is it puzzling? How it can happen? In third second, it has not moved. How it can happen? For 1 second, it did not move. Can anyone tell me what has happened here? Displacement is coming as 0 meters. Yes, Goli. Something has happened. Upwards and downwards, Goli is saying. What do you mean by upwards and downwards? Let us go back again. Let us go back again to our original diagram and see. This was the path from A to B. It came to the initial position. Yes, beta. When it was at A, the time started. So we started our journey from A. I hope all eyes are on the whiteboard, blackboard. At point A, the time starts, the journey starts. No, Karthik, that is not correct. Start the journey from point A. At 2 seconds, it has not reached the top. As you can see, after 2 seconds, we have calculated the velocity, and the velocity is +5. And the velocity is +5. That means it is going up. Yes, Deepak. That means at 2 seconds, time is equal to 2 seconds. It is somewhere here, and it is moving upwards with a velocity +5. Do we understand this, everyone? The white thing that I'm writing at 2 seconds, it is still in the upwards journey, moving towards the top. Then the velocity keeps on decreasing, and at the top, when the time becomes 2.5 seconds, it reaches the point B. As soon as it reaches the point B, it does not hang in there. It does not hang in there. It starts to move down. And this blue will tell us the journey downward. So now it starts to move down. And incidentally, at time t is equal to 3 seconds, at time t is equal to 3 seconds, it is again coming back to the same point as 2 seconds. But now it is moving. Now it is moving what? Now it is moving downwards. Am I clear? Am I clear? Now it is moving downwards. So the velocity is -5 meters per second downwards. Since displacement in the 3rd second means how much it moves in 1 second between 2 and 3, the displacement, since it reaches its original position, the displacement becomes 0. And that is why we are getting the displacement as 0. I repeat, at 2 seconds, it is moving upwards with a velocity +5. 2.5 seconds, it reaches top. In another 0.5 seconds, it again reaches the same point, moving downwards, and hence the displacement is 0. Anyone who did not understand this, please raise hands. That in the 3rd second, the displacement is coming 0 because it reaches the same point. First, it was doing upward journey. Now it is doing downward journey. Am I clear? Am I clear? Okay. And that takes us to the final question. That takes us to the final question. And again, it is a chocolate question. So I'm ready to give a chocolate. So question number 6. What is the distance traveled in the 3rd second? So this is the chocolate question for today. What is the distance traveled in the 3rd second? Remember, we don't have any formula for distance. What is the distance traveled in the 3rd second? Anyone with an answer? 10 meters. How did you get 10 meters, beta? See, again, we are not playing Kaun Banega Crorepati. This is not a question of 4 options. We are not playing Kaun Banega Crorepati. Santosh, if you're saying distance traveled is 0, that means it does not move. It has moved, beta. You can see. Don't play Kaun Banega Crorepati in physics. This is physics. It is not Kaun Banega Crorepati contest. 31.25 meters. Too much. Again, everyone is playing Kaun Banega Crorepati. No one understands what they are supposed to do. 1 meter. That looks more, but see, answers are not important. The important part is how you have done it. The important part is how you have done it. The important part is how you have done it. To help you guys out, I'll just draw a diagram. Starts a journey from point A, it reaches point B. Time here is 2.5 seconds. Somewhere in between is this point C. At time 2 is the t is equal to 2 seconds. It is moving up with a velocity plus 5. It again reaches this point. It again reaches this point at time is equal to 3 seconds with a velocity minus 5 meter per second. You have to tell me how much distance it has moved in the 3rd second. If you draw the diagram correctly, you should be able to tell me how much distance it has moved in the 3rd second. Hanak is always coming up with 1 meter. Hanak, I must tell you that is not the correct answer. If someone is telling me 1 meter, I don't know from where you are getting 1 meter. You must tell me, sir. Now look at the diagram, and now anyone tell me what is the distance traveled looking at the diagram. This is physics. This is not kaun banega crorepati. Physics has logic. Kaun banega crorepati, you can win without any logic. Just guessing. Looking at the diagram, can anyone tell me? Look at the diagram, understand what you are supposed to find out. Yes, Janu, that is what you are supposed to find out, and it is wrong what you have done. AB plus BC. Please see the diagram. And then I have drawn the best possible diagram. You have to find the distance traveled in the 3rd second. 2 times BC. That is correct, Santosh. 2 times BC. At 2 seconds, it is at point C. After 3 seconds, it is again at point C. In between, it has gone from C to B, back to C. So the distance traveled L, in the 3rd second is 2 times BC. That is what you need to calculate, 2 times BC. Now apply common sense and get me the value of 2 times BC. Do you understand how did I get 2 times BC? At 2 seconds, it was at point C, moving upwards. After 3 seconds, this is again back to point C, moving downwards. How much distance it has moved in the 3rd second? C to B, B to C, 2 times BC, and that is your answer, 2 times BC. Can I have raised hand that we understand this, sir? Distance traveled in the 3rd second is 2 times BC. 30 meters. I don't know better 30 meters. How it can be 30 meters? Why everyone is playing Kaun Banega Crorepati? Don't play Kaun Banega Crorepati. Okay. So 2 times BC. We know the distance from A to B. We have already calculated distance from A to B. How much is the distance from A to B? How much is the distance from A to B? Look up, look up. That is the maximum height. 31.25 is the distance. Yes, Karthik. That is the distance from A to B. 31.25. 31.25 is the distance from A to B. We just need to calculate the distance from A to C. You can calculate this height h and subtract it from 31.25. That will be your length of BC multiplied by 2. That will be your distance traveled in the 3rd second. So how do I get this value of h? I make equations from point A to point C. Initial velocity is plus 20. Time taken is 2 seconds. Acceleration is known. So I can use the formula delta R displacement is equal to ut plus half gt squared. U is plus 20 plus 25, sorry, plus 25. I always write plus 20. U is plus 25 multiplied by 2 plus half into minus 10 into 2 squared. So how much we are getting? This is plus 50. That is minus 5. Minus 5 into 4 is minus 20. So this is plus 30. This is plus 30. Plus indicating that it is upwards. So this length becomes 30 meters. So this height h becomes 30 meters. Now can you tell me? Now can anyone tell me what is the distance traveled? So now we can calculate the length of BC, 31.25 minus 30, that is 1.25 meters. That is the length of BC. That is the length of BC. Multiply it by 2. Distance traveled in the third second will be 2.5 meters. So that is the answer. 2.5 meter. Yes, Goli, that is correct. That is how we have calculated it. Again, we saw where was the body at 2 seconds. Where is the body at 3 seconds? Same point. Therefore, displacement is 0. To find out the distance, to find out from C to B. How do you find out from C to B? You know from A to B is 31.25. You find out from A to C, subtract it from 31.25. That is 1.25. Multiplied by 2. That is the distance traveled in the third second. Am I clear? So in today's class, what we have done, we started with the previous question and we solved that question. We understood how to find out. We understood how to find out the velocity and speed at any given time using equation V is equal to U plus GT. Then we understood the formula for displacement in the nth second. How much is the displacement in the nth second? We have two formulas, one in pink, one in blue. The pink formula is valid for everyone. All dimension motion, all types of acceleration. The blue formula is only valid for displacement in the nth second for acceleration constant. Then we applied this formula for motion under gravity wale questions and we calculated a displacement in the nth second. We did one more problem and then we calculated the distance in the nth second. To find out the distance, we must know how the particle has moved, and that is how things are done. Am I clear with this? Anyone has any doubts in this? Please raise hands. Anyone? Anyone has any doubts in this? Please raise hands. Okay. Now what you do is you have this notes with you. So you will have this heading of motion under gravity. There are certain points given under this heading motion under gravity. I would ask you to go through these points and read them. So we will be discussing these points in the next class. Up till now, the body has been moving up, thrown up. Now we'll see what happens when the body is thrown down or dropped down. We will see that in the next class. We'll try to solve some questions. Then we'll move on to graphs and everything. So please have a read of this description, and there are problems given from question number problem number 51. There are some problems up till I think problem number 68. You may not be able to solve all, but if you can do even 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 of them, that would be good enough for you. So solve these problems which are given in your notebook, on your notes. Okay. And if you have any problem, you can definitely ask me. I will wind up your class here at this point. I'm here in the room. If you have any doubts, please ask me. Else, it's a bye-bye from my side. Stay safe.